The people of Simbu have hardly received any functional grants, the Simbu Provincial Government.
As he knows, most provinces, including Sepik, have not, and I believe Simbu Provincial Government has shut down operations. And I note from the communications on the Governor's WhatsApp group that I think all provinces haven't received their funds. Sepik hasn't received any money since May last year. So that goes to the, it's been 12 months now, we haven't received any budgeted government funds.
And like anyone else in this country, any province in this country, the Sepik provincial government should have received those. And 1 year, they have not received. And we want to know what happened. We want to know what happened. And you answer the question.
But just giving me a few minutes to go through it in relation to Sepik, in relation to Sepik provincial government, we issued warrants for 10.7 million kina, which represents 16% of your budget. I know the timeline's 39%, but we're trying to get monies out to you as we had discussed, so we should keep working. And of that amount, I'm waiting to answer his question. Was it a warrant issue or a check issue? The warrants have gone out, so it appears now I'll leave it up to the Department of Finance to answer his question. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for North Fly.
To the Minister for Police, in relation to recent issue or recent law and order that occurred in our Western Province between the borders of Hela and Western Province, but a particular place, a village called Adumari. Adumari is situated in the Middle Fly district. Used to be my district before, which I look after. But the issue I'm trying to bring here before I raise my question is that on the 12th of May, which is this month, there has been a kidnapping, encroaching from people, our friends from the other side, alleged to be from Southern Highlands or Hela. They live in between. So what they did was, this group of men have come to this village in our electorate, and they have kidnapped about 5 people. And it was reported early hours of 5 o'clock. And they took away 5 girls, 1 health worker with a wife, a teacher with a wife. And they have been on kidnap as I speak. So a lot of issue has been up there. And to place on record, Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is not the first time. As Western Province, we've been experiencing this for so long. And my question to the Police Minister, while I asked the Police Minister, using this opportunity, I asked the colleague leaders from that particular side of the neighboring provinces, especially the Hela and Southern Islands, to take note, and can we, or can you all please act responsibly, because we are tired of your people's or your constituents' actions, continuing to harass us, kidnap the Western Province people, demanding for money, raping our girls. This is going on for the last 10, 20 years, and we are enough already. So I place on record. But Minister, my question to you, through you, Deputy Speaker, is this. I believe his department, the police department, are aware. If so, what's the latest update on with combating this? Any findings? Because online or kidnapping or established lobus. I'm told this afternoon that these girls have been raped, and I don't know where they are. They've been thrown into the bush. Now, all health worker, they are him and his wife also kidnapped, plus the teacher. So the school up at Mogulu, the whole school is all closed down. We have a high school there, is also closed down, and everybody is in fear. So can we ask the minister, what is his department doing, and the commissioner of police through him, what's the update today? Can we get, because this incident happened on the 12th of May this month, I think a week ago. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Police.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Na we talk thank you lo member of the North Fly lo ask him this very important question. Na as you all know, long time you may make him this like I all walk. There are some things we can you can disclose him. We can assure him, good member or some. We have a team that is in operation at this time. You may got on the team 14. Actually, you may got 14 special unit that are currently on the ground. The operational strategy, you may talk, I cannot disclose, but out of the 11 hostages, 7 have been released. Now, me clear as I've been advised, you may got 1 trango been losing life, but 4 you may arrest in peace. So this has been ongoing for a long while, as you highlight him, and as I said earlier, it's an operational matter, and not everything we can disclose. But rest assured that we have a team that has been on the ground. The terrain that we have on that side too is not easy. So our team being on the ground in facing those challenges within the geography also place a lot of pressure on our team. But just want to assure the House that we have a team that is on the ground. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. My question without notice, Deputy Speaker, goes to the good, hard-working Treasurer. Mr. Deputy Speaker, earlier this year, the Treasurer advised this Honourable House that he was struggling with non-tax revenue, and non-tax revenue hadn't hit the targets that he had initially projected. Further, after that, the good Prime Minister told and announced to the country that there would be a realignment of the budget after the final budget outcome was presented. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we are entering the last month of the second quarter, and all members of the House have to be aware that we only have 3 months before we start dealing with the 2026 development budget. Now, my question is, the people of Chuave have just received 2 million DSIP out of 15 million that's budgeted in the 2025 budget. The people of Simbu have hardly received any functional grants, the Simbu Provincial Government, since last year, since May this year. So my question to the good Treasurer, you have failed to generate the projected revenue. Are you, as a responsible government, going to bring a supplementary budget and realign expenses, cut off the Connect PNG scam, and focus on districts, provinces, and key sectors like the health department? The emergency ward of the Goroka Hospital got shut down because they have no medicine and can't afford to keep it open. These are serious issues that really question the prudential financial management of this Treasurer and the fiscal implementation of the budget. The 2025 budget will fail, Mr. Deputy Speaker, if we don't bring a supplementary budget and realign our priorities for the nation. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
The Honourable Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the Shadow Treasurer for his question. Will we be providing a supplementary budget this year? Mr. Speaker, there is a process to follow with supplementary budgets. Obviously, we need to finalise our mid-year economic outlook report. That's due on 31st of July. After we receive confirmation of where we are on the implementation of the budget, then we can have a more informed view to table a supplementary budget. At this point in time, we've had some very detailed discussions to do so. And at this stage, we at the Department of Treasury are intending to recommend to the government, to Cabinet, for a supplementary budget. But of course, that's subject to where exactly we are with our numbers. At this point in time, I I wish that we could have released funds back to your province and back to yourself, my good member, and to everyone else sitting inside here. But as we will find out, I hope to table the FBO next week on Thursday or Wednesday, and we'll see that last year, for example, revenues were down by about 1,500 million kina. Moving into this year, it's been pretty challenging. This year, given all of the external shocks, including, of course, the tariff wars that's ongoing, our revenue looks to be hit by about 2 billion. But that's numbers that I will confirm for the Parliament. But in the meantime, can I urge all of us to use what funds that we have available to us? What funds that we have available to us for the Simbu Provincial Government, for example, in our budget for this year of 36 million kina, we've issued warrants of 6 million to date, and that's about 16% of your budget. And of that amount, we have yet to release those funds, but at this point in time, from the records I have at IFMIS, we have about 10 million in the provincial government funds. So if I could urge us to utilise that until the Department of Finance can release more funds to you, including with yourself, you still have some funds there. If I could urge you and other members of Parliament can use that until such time as those funds reach you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We have a supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. It's first of all, let me thank the Treasurer for admitting that the carryover shortage from last year, including the shortfall this year, is about 3.5 billion. So perhaps he could confirm that for all of us in his response. Number one. Number two, as he knows, most provinces, including Sepik, have not, and I believe Simbu Provincial Government has shut down operations. And I note from the communications on the Governor's WhatsApp group that I think all provinces haven't received their funds. Sepik hasn't received any money since May last year. So that goes to the, it's been 12 months now, we haven't received any budgeted government funds. So, assuming that all provincial governments have not received any funds, this points to a deeper problem. I'd like to ask the Treasurer if the work that is going to go into the supplementary could begin in earnest, and if so, when can they do it? Because this is not just a problem for the government, it's a problem for the country, Mr. Speaker. So, as such, they can't keep it under wraps while we all send text messages to one another and complain on our little forums about these financial problems. It needs to be brought to light, perhaps brief everyone as to the full gravity of the situation. The Treasurer did mention the FBO, and I remind him that by law, that report is supposed to come out in March. It's now May. So obviously there are some serious problems that are delaying the release of the final budget outcome. And I just want to ask the Treasurer whether the problems are with budgeting or whether the problems are with cash distribution out of finance. And therefore, again, Mr. Deputy Speaker, emphasizing the need for full transparency on the part of government as to the true financial situation of our country. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Treasurer?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker, and I want to thank the Governor for his comments. And firstly, respond by saying that this government, the Department of Treasury and Finance, are not withholding any information, Mr. Speaker. We're not deliberately hiding any information from this Parliament or the people of this country. As I mentioned earlier, if you can allow me to table a detailed statement on the FBO, and from that report, you'll get a lot more detail than rather than for myself reading some ad hoc numbers. But just to clarify, Mr. Speaker, whilst the government has been slower than normal to release funds to our provincial governments, it's really not a reason for us to, for example, close down our office, as the Governor mentioned, with Simbu Provincial Government. Whilst I wish I could have supported them a lot more as we have in previous years, I saw no reason why if I understand it correctly, the Office of the Governor had closed his office, purportedly, as I understand it, for a lack of funds. But my report, dated 31st of April, that's the infamous report, the same report that you all use, that we use, confirms that there is 16.6 million kina still in his operating account.
Point of order.
So I'm wondering why they're doing that.
The point of order is quite simple. Could the Treasurer, as the Treasurer knows and the Finance Minister knows, these funds are issued for different purposes. You have what we call functional grants, which are used for administration. You then have your SIP funds, which are either DSIP or PSIP, and sometimes some lucky provinces and lucky districts pick up what we call PIP funds. Now, these funds, if they are to be utilized for operational purposes, that would constitute a misappropriation of funds on the parts of those who are expending those funds. So if the Treasurer could clarify whether these funds he's talking about are specifically for function grants, if not, if they are for other purposes like SIP funds, or if they are for PIP, whether himself or the Finance Minister could use their Section 4 powers to then allow the provincial governments and the districts to reapply those funds so that they are not misappropriating them. Thank you, Mr. If you could clarify that, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I mentioned, I will clarify that when I get given the opportunity. I'll include that in our FBO report, but certainly we'd be prepared to use our Section 4 transfer authorities to assist us further with that. But again, I would stress that, and given a high-level response, whilst we're waiting for more funds to be released, there appears to be sufficient funds, Mr. Speaker, still held out in the provinces. For example, our provincial government operating accounts, the high-level number is, as of 31st of April, we have 1.3 billion kina held in our accounts, and I'm happy to detail the breakups of those in our FBO statement. And whilst I'm at it, with our DDA operating accounts, we have 864 million. If you add all the other operating accounts, we have a total of 3.1 billion kina held in the province of Mr. Speaker.
With due respect, Minister, the Governor for Sepik has asked you a very important question. He said he was not receiving, I suppose, PSIP or maybe DSIP or other funds that is budgeted for by the government, which passes through this Parliament. And like anyone else in this country, any province in this country, the Sepik provincial government should have received those. And 1 year, they have not received. And we want to know what happened. We want to know what happened. And you answer the question.
Honourable Governor, I think the Treasurer has made reply on that, so I'll allow the Treasurer to continue on and reply to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to clarify the Governor's question, I did confirm that I would, given that opportunity when I tabled the FBO statement, I would detail that data. But just giving me a few minutes to go through it, in relation to Sepik, Provincial Government, we issued warrants for 10.7 million kina, which represents 16% of your budget. I know the timeline's 39%. but we're trying to get monies out to you as we had discussed, and you should keep working. And of that amount, I'm waiting to answer his question. Was it a warrant issue or a check issue? The warrants have gone out, so it appears now I'll leave it up to the Department of Finance to answer his question. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.